Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the July 14th Lebanon Board Works meeting. Our first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, a roll, please.
All right. I'm on the wrong page. Sorry. Mayor Matt Gentry.
Here.
Becky McClure.
Present.
Bill Stoner.
Present.
Dick Robertson.
Present.
Alan Milburn.
Present.
Thank you.
And then do we have the minutes?
Minutes from April 28th.
Minutes from April 28th. Any changes or edits to those minutes? Okay, there's a motion to approve.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes for April the 28th.
Motion approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, those minutes are approved. All right, on to department head reports. First up will be Police Department, Chief Morgan.
Good evening, Board. Since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 1,256 calls for service. A total of 28 people were arrested for the following crimes. 7 for OWI, 7 were wanted on a warrant, 3 for domestic battery, 3 for dealing in Schedule II controlled substance, 2 for possession of a controlled substance, 2 for public intoxication, 1 for possession of meth, 1 for invasion of privacy, 1 for driving while suspended, 1 for operating without ever receiving a license. In that same time frame, LPD took 37 crash reports and sent 1 gun permit off to the state for final approval. July 8th to the 11th, officers Gage Pettigo, Easton Williamson, and Kevin Elliott attended the Public Safety UAS course in Whitestown. This was a 32-hour course. It was designed to help participants establish or enhance a public safety unmanned aircraft system program and prepare for the FAA Part 107 remote pilot exam. In addition to the FAA exam preparation, the course covered Indiana-specific drone laws and sectional chart reading. Officer Williamson came up to me today just after I'd done this report, and from this course, he went and took the exam and scored really high on it. So the course was well worth sending him to. For an update for you guys on our candidate status, he's passed the polygraph and he's been sent to public safety medical and had the exam. We're waiting for the results to come back. Once we get the results, then we'll send it off to Perf and see if Perf accepts him. Then the last thing I have, I'm sure most of you have seen on social media, we sent 2 officers to the World Police and Fire Games in Alabama. Detective Austin McCloskey got a gold medal for wrestling, and Officer Easton Williamson got a bronze medal for wrestling. We're both really proud, or we're all really proud of both of them, and the dedication it took for them to get that far in it. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions for Chief from the board? From the public? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, next will be Fire Department, Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Public Works and Safety meeting, Lebanon Fire has responded to 225 emergency calls of service, logged 537 training hours, participated in 1 public education event, completed 82 commercial inspections, and assisted with 1 TAC meeting. Over the last 3 weeks, we've had a considerable amount of extra training at LFD. We had several firefighters attend NIMS 400 and 300. Firefighter Kyle Plummer attended NIMS 400 training. And for the NIMS 300 training, Captain Prince-Sell, Lieutenant Sean Yancey, and firefighters Kirk Keller, Josh Messersmith, Kyle Plummer, and Josiah Heath. We are also working to implement a trench rescue program. We want to be fully operational in January of 2026, working towards getting 80% of our department certified in trench rescue operations and technician level training. So this time around, we had Lieutenants Chris Perry and Noah Rinker, and firefighters Kyle Plummer, Jacob McNair, and Rafe Crow. In November, we will be hosting a class along with Whitestown Fire to certify the remaining members of our department. Josh Messersmith attended Vent, Enter, Isolate, Search training. It's called VEIS, and this was at the ESEC facility in Wayne Township. LFD was honored to lead the 2025 4th of July parade. Our honor guard led the way, and very happy with how they did. We have taken delivery of our new ladder 213. You may have seen it in the parade hauling the LMS cheerleaders. Tomorrow starts the driver training program. It will not be in service for approximately 2 months because the truck's a lot different than our current ladder truck. It weighs approximately 40 tons. It's about 38 foot long and it's 12 foot tall. So we put together an extensive driving program for all of our firefighters who are qualified to drive. And again, we're starting that tomorrow and we'll just work towards putting it in service, but this is something that we're definitely not going to rush. Recruit Ethan Shepard started today at the Northside Fire Academy. He will complete 20 weeks of training, starting with EMT and then going through the firemanship, firefighter 1 and 2, and hazmat tech. And he's real excited to get started and looking forward to getting through the next 20 weeks. That's all I have for this evening, but I'd just like to brag on the Parks Department for a minute. I spent a lot of time in the park, do a lot of running, and John Messenger and his staff just did an amazing job this year with the park, getting it ready for the 4th of July activities. It just looked great. Everything from the lawn to the flower beds. And I commented to John and his staff, and they have a lot to be proud of. They do a great job for us.
Thank you, Chief. Hey, quick question for you. You mentioned the trench rescue. Could you explain the value to that to the community?
Say again, I'm sorry.
You said you mentioned the trench rescue program. Could you kind of highlight what that's the value to that for the community?
We just have a large amount of construction moving into the city along with the water lines. And the nearest trench rescue team is located in Hamilton County. And with the response time, it's just, we need to do better than that, than calling another a county. So this will be operational in January. And we purchased a Ford F-450 truck and a 20-foot trailer. And this will be used for any type of trench collapse where we can take crews in, dig out next to us, shore it up using hydraulic tools or different shoring techniques. So we feel like it's going to be very beneficial now and in the future as we see the city of Lebanon grow on the industrial side.
Thank you, Chief. Any other questions for Chief from the board, from the public? Thank you, sir. All right, next will be Parks Department, John Messenger.
Good evening. The 4th of July events were extremely good this year. Non-for-profit dinners were well attended along with all the events leading up to the 4th. Kind of glad that it's over, to be honest with you. The Huseman Carnival was also well attended, and they were very respectful to our parks and the employees. Big thank you to the police, the bike patrol out there. Did an outstanding job, didn't have any incidents, and if we did, nobody knew about it, so that's always a good thing. Excuse me, the fire department came out and made sure all the safety, all the rides were safe. Appreciate that, making sure the state inspections were done proper and everything was connected. Again, keeping it safe. And DPW, they're always jumping in and helping out, and we surely do appreciate all their support along the route, putting all the barricades up and taking care of that. It's just a nice team that we have. I also want to thank the 4th of July committee for the many hours they put in, make that all-day week so enjoyable for everybody. They took the rest of the month off, but they'll start back up in August. Just so you know, all those are volunteers, and I can't say enough of the leadership of Kristen Scott this year. She ran the committee. The entertainment, we had committee members for each one of the entertainment, anything goes, and also the parade, which are just critical. And they're all volunteers, putting in a lot of hours. I'm sure they're exhausted from the past week that they had. I also want to thank the city council, mayor, for the fireworks. I hope everybody enjoyed those. Those were outstanding, all due to you guys. Yes, we have some banks, but man, they were outstanding this year. That ending was incredible. Hope you all got to see it. I just can't thank you. That was a nice investment. I think everybody, I heard screaming all over the town. This weekend, the baseball field at Memorial Park will be utilized for the host sites of a large high school baseball statewide tournament. Other sites are at the middle school, but also Grand Park. I think it's all over the state. All the monies raised go to the local teams, so there will be a gate fee. They also pay their fees to the park for the use of the field. But if you can get out there and see some games, starts Thursday and Sunday. Most of the games start around 9 o'clock and about every 2 hours until 6 o'clock at night. So if you can get out there and enjoy those games. Yeah, I also, let me get back up a little bit. I appreciate Chuck's comment. I can't thank the employees. It's been a very hot couple of 3 weeks, and everybody's maxed out to the end, and they did an outstanding job working in the heat, throughout the heat, and making sure that the parks are in great shape for everybody. And I appreciate the comments. I hear them all the time. I wish the guys could all hear them, but if you see them, stop them on their mower just for a minute, because they got a lot of work to do, but tell them how good they did. Lysa soccer camp starts tonight out at Reese Park through Thursday. It's a free camp. I think they had 185 at last check that will be out there this week. Kind of staggered a little bit, so the parking issues will probably still have some, but not to the degree that we have. Lebanon youth football has started too, their season, and be utilizing the field at Abner Longley. Also have a new paint job on the building down there. Appreciate that. A lot of volunteers again there on both programs that just put a lot of time and energy into our kids, which is real important. Programs and events, our swim lessons started up this morning, our second sessions of them. They'll last for 2 weeks. We have a night session, starts in about an hour and 15 minutes, but they're full. Getting good feedback from all the training and anyway that we're teaching them. Are hopeful for good weather for the whole season or sessions here. Lebanon Public Library will be holding a color run this Saturday, July 19th in Memorial Park. You can reach out to our park office, find out, or get online and check out with the library, but it's a color run. It's going to be fun. This Friday, July 18th, we're hosting our mother-son pool party at Seashore Water Park. Come anytime from 5:30 to 7:30 to enjoy the swimming and dinner. Cost is $20 per couple, $5 per extra child. Now, there again, we are hosting a pickleball tournament this Saturday, the next day, July 19th, on our pickleball courts in Memorial Park. We have one more spot available. It didn't get taken up today, but boy, very well received on our pickleball courts. They're utilized. They are packed all the time. I want to thank Kevin and everybody for helping us out with that, the council, mayor, for the leadership. One other note I didn't have on here. Tomorrow we're doing a demolition on Thompson Street. I want to thank Rob for all your hard work on that. The old Electro Chem building down in Abner Longley. Mayor, appreciate that. That's 3 administrations we've tried to push this through and finally got it done. And it'll be nice to knock all that eyesore down. A lot of hard work with the council and everybody. Derek Warren, instrumental, but 3 administrations and finally, Mayor, I appreciate it a lot. It's going to change that and really make it look nice down there. Just wanted to thank you for that.
John, any questions for John from the board, the public?
I just don't have a question, got a comment. Next year is the country's 250th birthday, so I think the fireworks next year ought to be bigger.
I will be coming to the council and probably
you control the money
reminding you of
strings.
that comment
There you
just
go.
now. There you go.
I'll pass the word to council member.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. I do agree with everything that was said too about
things up though, so don't.
the parks do look great for the 4th, John. So thank you to you and your team. They did a great job for everybody. All right, next will be engineering department. Kevin Krulik.
Thank you very much. Good evening. Quick updates on projects, or I'll try to be quick. Chadwick Ditch, keep getting questions about that, especially with the rains this spring and last weekend. Still have some localized flooding out there. Everything is really performing the way it should be, but we are still working on that project. But really, we've delayed our wetland delineation that's needed for permitting because it's been so wet. We need a good dry spell before we do wetland delineations. Just well, that would be advantageous for our permitting position on that. So we'll keep watching the weather. We don't want to get any false delineations of wetland areas just because it's been raining a lot. We want to make sure we do a good job. Let's see, Grant Street Phase 2 project. Exciting news on that one. The NDOT letting on that was last Wednesday, July the 9th. The apparent unofficial low bidder, that's what they call it at this point, is Midwest Paving. And they came in at just under $4 million, $3,999,969.69. That's a little over $800,000 below our engineer's estimate. So it puts us in a really good position. Even when you take that $4 million, you add 10% contingencies, you add our inspection contracts, you subtract out the funding appropriations that have already been made. You subtract out the NDOT grant funding that we have secured. Also, some help from our friends at Lebanon Utilities on funding the water and sewer portions of the project. Puts us with probably a proposed or anticipated appropriation balance of about $916,000. So we're in good shape there. I've got some suggestions of where I might spend that money, but we'll talk about that later. Elizaville Road, all work is complete except for one drive approach, and that's been delayed due to the owner's request. Fordyce Street, let's see, we're wrapping up things at Fordyce. Things we had our final walkthrough on June 26th. It's been fully open to traffic. The trail is fully open. All the sod was completed on July 3rd. Contractor is actively watering sod with landscape watering trucks multiple times a day. And the contractor Milestone and their subcontractors are also working on a host of various different punch list repairs. They essentially, I think they've completed all their shrinkage crack routing and sealing. The asphalt punch list, I believe, is also complete. They're working through additional concrete removal and replacements on curbs and gutters, walks, driveways, approaches. And I do want to thank DPW. They have been self-performing the school zone signage as part of that project. So that should be wrapping up in the next day or two. But things are looking good there, and well ahead of our schedule of putting that project fully into use before school opens up. The Witt Road project.
Hey, Kevin, sorry, I'm gonna jump in because I know we've got a lot going on. Have we had a conversation at all about trail signage or anything like that with Derek?
Can't say we've had any specific trail signage on that. I think we were, we did a lot of the trail marking signage on the Next Level Trails project, and that was required there as part of that grant program. We've really left this the way our Main Street and our East Street Trail has been signed. But certainly we can revisit that and see what would be the appropriate
No, I
things.
just wanted to make sure we had something on there. So if we're signing it like Main and East Street, we'll be fine. I just want to make sure we had something.
Sure, sure. Yep, we'll make sure. And let's see, on the Witt Road project, we've coordinated final geotechnical designs with the engineering firm for pavement cross sections. Pavement or drainage reviews have been sent into the county, the surveyor's office. We have all 32 appraisals are in process on the 32 acquisition parcels, and we're just working through that. I do remind one, this is not a project that lets until 2029. So that's a ways out there. I'm sorry, that's 2026. I'm sorry, Noble Street. The next project has a 2029 letting date. On that project, we've wrapped up survey work and they've completed the vertical profile on the design of the road to try to minimize right-of-way impacts. And we're expecting stage 1 plans in our office for review at the end of the week, so on the 18th. We'll be continuing conversations primarily related to maintenance of traffic. What do we want to do? How do we want to maintain traffic? Do we want to close that to through traffic? Lots of conversations that we need to have. If you have any insight or input into that, please reach out to me so that we can incorporate those concerns. Midland Trail, Derek Warren, I want to thank him for his efforts. He's been meeting with Zionsville and Whitestown, also getting ready to approach the Community Foundation. So we really kind of have a community and county-wide approach to planning for the next regional trail as it crosses our county. Makeover projects, a lot going on there. Oaks on Main, we're meeting to have an on-site discussion with the contractor on Wednesday, just to make sure we're coordinating all the final HVAC repairs. Lido and Colliers, we've gotten on the Lido building, we've gotten we want to thank our friends at the county, particularly Max Mendenhall, for getting the Brandt construction work associated with the courthouse window replacements moved a little bit away from the building so we can get started on the tuck pointing and the mural work that goes on the north side of that building. Adams Electric has also started work on both projects. Whitaker Glass has also secured materials. Both Adams and Whitaker, we've submitted their pay applications to the Indy MPO, and those pay applications have all been approved or are in processing as part of the READY grant program. Let's see. The Eichmann Exchange Building, just a little bit behind that one. All contracts have been signed. The project closed on July 3rd. It's now securely in the hands of the developer. We had a pre-construction meeting today with the lead abatement contractor that will begin lead abatement work tomorrow. There's a lot of lead paint on the outside of that building. So I want to assure everyone we're not sandblasting or power washing that lead paint off. It will be a solvent-based removal of that lead and proper disposal with a state-regulated contractor. Corridor study. Want to bring everyone's attention to that we're studying the State Road 39 corridor and looking at what we want that to be and what we want what the public wants that to be. As such, we are hosting a public open house at the high school on July 22nd in the community rooms from 6 to 8 p.m. So that is basically a week from tomorrow night. Again, public open house where we can continue the conversations that we've been having about what State Road 39 may look like or may not look like as we continue the study and continue those conversations with the state on potential relinquishments. Park projects. Yes, we are aware that someone ran into the fence out at Stone Eater. We keep getting a couple of calls of that. We had someone left the 52 pavement last week and ran through the fence. So we are actively working with the sheriff's office as well as our insurance company on a claim there to repair that fence. Let's see, pickleball courts. John touched on that. Happy that the pickleball courts at Memorial Park are open. They're getting a ton of play. I know it was even difficult today as we began walking through and inspecting those for final punch list of trying to not disturb the people there playing. So, but we got our inspection list put together and have prepared that and sent that off to the contractor. Down at Admiral Longley Park, they're wrapping up the fence. And towards the end of this week, we should see Leslie Coatings there beginning to stripe and lay out the pickleball courts and the tennis court. Let's see. Sam Ralston Trailhead, we're doing some concrete work over there. We're just gathering proposals on that to create a temporary condition, temporary/permanent condition for that project so that our portalet enclosure is fully accessible until we can get back in there due to the utility delays for the overall reconstruction of that parking lot. Admiral Longley Park, the phase 2 of the trail project, we are expecting preliminary plans this Friday. And then we'll be gearing towards Boone County Surveyor's Office submittals because there are some drainage tiles affected by that project, and looking at going to County Drainage Board in September, and probably looking at October, November bidding on that for spring construction to complete the perimeter trail around Admiral Longley Park. Thompson Street, John mentioned that. Ray's is on site and has pulled their demolition permit, and we'll be starting demolition in the morning. All the mitigation work, abatement work has also been completed. New police department headquarters. The planning department, myself, met with the police department, the chief and assistant chief last week to look at their potential sites that they've been investigating, and we're going to work on evaluating those sites so we can make some better informed decisions down the road. New fire station. Let's see, where we're at right now is the drawings at 90% design were delivered on July 3rd. The designer, RQAW, is expecting to finalize a set by the end of the month. Core, the contractor partner on that, is working with subcontractor numbers and expecting to have those done by the third week of August. And then that will also run concurrently with the Department of Homeland Security approvals and looking at a September, November start date, sometime probably late September. Fire station generator replacement, that is complete, was complete on July 1st. Street resurfacing program for this year is now all complete, and we're just looking at closing out those community crossing grants. On that note, I do want to let everyone know that the state has announced that there will be no July opening of the community crossing grant application due to the funding changes at the state house level. They're evaluating what that means for community crossing. So normally there is a grant application that opens up July 1st, but not this year. So we'll keep everybody posted as we see what happens with that plan. Indianapolis Avenue, we're looking at a couple of projects there. One, replacing the damaged lights. DPW is helping us out looking at that. We've also got quotes from electricians to help us replace some damaged foundations there. And then also been working with the mayor's office on beautifying some of the center island roundabouts along that project. Last but certainly not least, the LEAP District projects. The US 5265 interchange continues to move forward. Primarily, they're about, as of July 3rd, they were 11 to 13% complete, primarily working on earthwork, foundations in the center of the interstate. And we've been informed that the contractor is evaluating a potential schedule change to expedite the construction of Witt Road yet this year. Wasn't originally supposed to happen until next summer. And then County Road 200 West, also lots going on there with earthwork improvements, storm sewer improvements, and they're moving that project forward, hopefully paving that out by the end of the summer. That's all I have.
That's it. All right. Any questions for Kevin from the board? From the public? Thank you, sir. All right, next up will be Planning Department and Bontrager.
Evening, board members. Since the last Board of Works meeting, the Planning Department completed 154 building inspections, so still seeing a lot of strong activity there, about 50 to 55 inspections a week, and then also issued 72 building permits, so still seeing some really good, strong permit activity. That does include one new residential permit. We will start seeing those numbers go up as we get later into the year because we have released or starting to have pre-construction meetings on some of the residential projects that have been delayed temporarily while we figured out our water resources. And Lennar, I know, has had at least one pre-construction meeting, so they're going to start moving forward with some earthwork on their projects, and we'll start seeing permits later this year on those moving into next year. So there'll probably be at least one, if not two other projects not far behind them. So looking forward to releasing those and getting those underway as soon as we get some new residential options in the community. On the code enforcement side, still seeing a lot of activity there. activities, a lot of investigative activities, over 180 activities that they've had over the last few weeks, and 87 new cases. So still seeing a lot of strong activity there. Just wanted to remind everybody who may be watching, we have 2 code enforcement people for the entire city. And so we don't go out and drive around looking for code complaints or code issues because we don't have that kind of staff to do that. We're not necessarily patrolling the city. So if you do see an issue or have a concern about something, please specifically contact and directly contact our office via phone or email, or submit a complaint through the iWork system. So we do everything we can to address things that we do see, but we're not going to see everything. So if there's something you notice, please let us know, and then we'll be sure to address it in a timely fashion. In terms of Plan Commission applications for the August meeting, we do have a few pretty big ones coming in. Lebanon Utilities is in the planning stages for an expansion of the Chicago Street plant. And there's a few things we need to clean up for them first, since that's been there so long. We noticed a couple of things that probably should have been cleaned up a long time ago. For one, that was constructed on an old residential plat. And so there's alley rights of way that go right through all their project sites. So we're going to get those vacated to clean that up. And then the site's actually zoned residentially right now, so it doesn't actually accommodate a water plant. So we're going to go ahead and get that rezoned to an appropriate zoning district before they begin that project. So those 2 items will be on the Planning Commission agenda in August. And then the other very big project is the Project Domino data center project, and they do have 2 applications. One would be right-of-way vacations, because the project's so large. They have actually 3 county roads that run through their site. 2 of them they'll be vacating as part of the project. The third we have negotiated with them to remain open because that's not going to impact their project site. So they do have the rights of way, the vacation requests on this next Planning Commission agenda, and then their development plan application for the overall site is also scheduled to be on the Planning Commission agenda in August. We have not sent out notices for that yet. Those will probably be going out in the next week or so, and we'll definitely have plans available for anybody that would like to look at those. So it's a big project, and there are a lot of people interested in that. So those will be on the August Planning Commission meeting. I know Project Domino is still anticipating that they might start doing some early earthwork projects out there by the end of September, I think is their hope. They keep saying August, September. I think it's probably closer to the end of September. But they may be out there starting to demo some of the vacant homes on the site probably within the next couple of weeks.
I actually saw some, they're out there today.
Yeah, I know they had pulled the permits last week. I wasn't sure exactly when they were going to start, but there's definitely going to be more activity out there over the next days and weeks.
Just happened to see this afternoon. Okay.
All right, that's all I got.
Any questions for Ben from the board? Alan?
Yes, sir.
The Meta project, when you talk about the data center, there's been a lot of the water issue has got kind of spilled over now into the power issue of all of the demand of power. How's that working here in terms of our utilities and REMC and Duke and all the rest of that in order to make sure that that's taken care of?
So I'm probably a better person to answer that than Ben. So they are actually in the Boone REMC territory. So wherever the city was back in 2014, they froze all the electric service territories by state law. So a lot of the LEAP district actually is in Boone REMC territory, not City of Lebanon utilities. So I know they've been working with the RMC for a long time, and the RMC has plans to get them the power they need based on their timeline. So,
yeah, there actually be a Wabash Valley Power Agency transmission line that runs directly onto the east of their site as well. So there are a number of solutions that are coming to bring power in addition to water and all the other resources that are needed. So. In fact, I was just on a call with Wabash Valley last Friday looking at the transmission line location.
Any other questions for Ben? Okay, thank you, sir. All right, next up will be Public Works Department, Jason Lawson.
Good evening. Since our last meeting, the street department, as Kevin said, they're installing the new school zone signage for Central Elementary on Fordyce Road. They use 4 tons of asphalt going around the city filling potholes. We had brush week last week, and they collected 44,380 pounds of brush. So that was a big week.
I was a little bit of that too.
Yeah.
So thank you.
The stormwater update, they responded to 300 utility locates. They reported the back wall of the stormwater structure and restored the grass area, Enterprise Boulevard and Purity Road. They performed their priority drain cleaning after the rains, and they demoed and replaced the drainage structure at Lacey Court. The next brush week is August 4th through the 8th. The inspections department did 6 SWIP inspections, 8 right-of-way inspections, and fielded 5 complaints.
Thank you, Jason. Questions for Jason from the board? There's been a little bit of discussion today about some heaving we've had on some sidewalks on Sam Ralston. Can you comment on that at all, Jason?
I can comment that, yeah, we've had some places on Sam Ralston where the curbs and sidewalks have kind of buckled, and I don't know if Kevin can talk more to that. I don't think anybody really knows the exact reason behind it right now. I think we're attributing to the heat and the humidity, and something to do with the concrete mix is all I know. Like I said, unless Kevin can provide anything, there's not really I don't have an answer as to why.
So, but essentially our plan is kind of, obviously it's still hot for a little while. What's our plan to resolve it?
So we dug the curb out in one of them. We were kind of watching it to see if anything happened. And then once this humidity breaks a little bit in the next couple of weeks, then we'll get out there and start getting the curbs report and the sidewalk sections report as well.
Thank you. Any other questions for Jason on the board? Public? Thank you, sir. All right, and then I don't see Joe, so no communications committee development report. Move on to old business. Anything on my agenda? Anything from the board? Okay, new business then. First item up is a performance surety acceptance concerning County Road 200 West reconstruction. Kevin?
Thank you very much. Let me just connect here in case we have any concerns here. So the first one up is surety acceptance. This is performance surety required for the milestone contract on the construction of 200 West associated with the LEAP district, particularly with the Lilly Medicine Foundry site. So the project would be reconstructed. We'll reconstruct 200 West across their frontage. Will provides patching of failed areas to the south of there, and then there'll be a reconstruction of the intersection with Mount Zion Road to move that southwest and create more favorable geometry there for truck access. Not that we want to promote a lot of trucks going that way, but a lot of trucks do go in and out of the business park on Mount Zion Road and 200 West, and they can't really make the turn at 200 West and Mount Zion Road. There's a pretty acute angle there, and there's guardrail right near the intersection because there's a sanitary ditch bridge is just east of 200 West. So this will shift 200 West to the west, to the southwest, and at that south end, and make that a better situation going forward. So again, this is a performance surety associated with that reconstruction in the amount of $2,069,100.
Any questions on that from the board?
Kevin, how does that, isn't there a house on that west corner?
There
That
is.
intersection?
Why don't I just do that? Let me show you where we're talking about here.
Maybe farther away from the
The
intersection.
shifting happens further south.
Yeah, if we can, I don't have a layout to show you, but there you can see the screen, you can see Shaw Ditch or Sanitary Ditch. It's got 2 names right there, but you can see 200 West and that pretty extreme angle that you've got to turn towards the business park. And you can actually see where I think there's some concrete barriers right there because they were reconstructing that guardrail at the time this aerial photo is taken. It gets hit a lot. So what we're doing is shifting. There'll be a large series of S-curves that will shift this drive, shift 200 West over into this area and make it a perpendicular intersection that can fully accommodate truck traffic. And then that portion of Mount Zion Road up to the bridge is currently a gravel road. It will also be paved as part of this project.
Okay, so that road there going north there will be cut off, 200 West.
Yes, there will be a portion of 200 West that will be vacated right there, but it essentially will stay adjacent to this farmstead and become a driveway for that home.
That's still a county bridge.
Still a county bridge, and actually, I said vacated. I believe the county. It's up to the county, but I believe what the county is now thinking is they're going to keep this small portion of 200 West intact. And it will primarily serve this driveway, but also will serve as an access point for the surveyor's office to get to the ditch. Yes.
Is there any plans from the county to replace that bridge in the future here?
I do not believe it is anywhere on their immediate replacement schedule.
Unless we come up with something.
I think the bridge is in really good shape. It's just the guardrail that is continually hit by trucks that can't make the turn.
Any other questions on that? Okay, would you motion then to accept the performance surety concerning County Road 200 West?
I'll make a motion, we approve the surety performance bond and the, for milestone contractors, correct?
That's correct.
In the amount of $269,100.
Motion accept. Is there a second?
Second.
A second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. All right, next up, these are right-of-way and surety acceptances for Witt Road, County Road 450 North, County Road 375 North, and Weber Drive.
Yeah, essentially, this is the acceptance of right-of-way dedications and appropriate sureties. These would be maintenance-related sureties for all of these, what we refer to as the Grasslands Road improvements, which would be all the improvements that were made in association with the Lilly LP1 and LP2 sites. So that includes just sort of scrolling through here. These are some older aerials, but these are the best I got. That's the roundabout at 300 and Witt. And then you've got the construction of Witt Road, the curve then on to 375 over to the new bypass, which is now called Weber Drive. 375 was reconstructed all the way out to 39, but that portion of 375, portions of that project are still under county jurisdiction. There's the new eastern bypass, now known as Weber Drive, and then there's 450 North between Witt Road and that eastern bypass. So what we're asking for tonight is acceptance of right-of-way dedications and appropriate sureties. Would like to make these subject to legal review and authorize the mayor to execute any documents that might be needed on your behalf.
Any questions on that from the board? Entertain a motion then to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion. We approve as presented.
Motion from Bill. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. All right, next will be right-of-way acceptance for Crown Point Drive.
Thank you very much. As some of the water availability issues are being solved, and audits have created the ability for us to release projects. One of the projects that is being released is the Lennar project called Corbett Towns. This is a series of townhomes, approximately 100. I can't remember if they're 96 or 102, something like that. But there's approximately 100 townhomes that would be built just north of the Stonegate Meadows neighborhood. And there is a portion of Crown Point Drive on the west side. So Crown Point Drive would be the primary entrance into Witham Hospital to the east, or to the Crown Point Assisted Living facility to the east. To the west, it's actually a private drive. Crown Point Drive is a private drive. So, but because of access concerns with this property, that became complicated from the aspect of allowing access out onto 39. This is the property here in question. The access is going to be created off of Crown Point Drive, which is now private. So this is the dedication to turn a portion of Crown Point Drive. This is the exhibit as part of the deed. All right, let me rotate that. See everybody turning their heads. That's the correct orientation there. North is up on your screen. So this portion of Crown Point Drive is to be dedicated as public right-of-way in order to accommodate public access to the public streets that will be built and dedicated as part of Corbett Towns. So first things first, though, We've had this exhibit we've been sitting on that's been fully executed. This needs to be accepted to create public right-of-way at that location. So there's no sureties associated with this. This is just the acceptance of public right-of-way associated with Crown Point Drive west of 39.
Being donated?
It is donated, yes.
Is that's to eliminate another access drive off 39?
Exactly.
Correct? Okay.
Any questions on that from the board? Okay, would entertain a motion to approve as presented?
I'll make a motion that we approve the right-of-way acceptance for County Point Drive as presented.
Motion approved. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that is approved. All right, another more right-of-way acceptance.
Yep.
This is right-of-way and drainage easement acceptance for County Road 100 South and County Road 400 East. Okay.
Thank you very much. Let's just keep with the theme here. I'll show you where this is at on the aerial photography here. We have to go out here south of the fairgrounds, west on 100 West, or 100 South, excuse me. Past Holmes Road to this intersection right here. This is the intersection of 100 South and 400 East. To the southwest, that southwest quadrant is what will become the Waterford neighborhood by Hinkey Development. So that southwest quadrant has been annexed into the city. The county envisioned the construction of a roundabout at this location, and because it is part of the right-of-way is city, part is county, particularly the south and west legs are city. We've had an MOU in place for a number of years. They sought 90% funding through the HSIP programs, the safety programs through Federal Highway, and this project is scheduled to go to letting in February. So as part of that MOU, the city will be funding the 10% match through our road impact fees that we collect from development projects. And the county has handled all right-of-way acquisitions, all designs, all things of that nature associated with pre-construction. So what we have then is right-of-way dedications, donations really from the Hinkey Development Group on that southwest quadrant. So this is the right-of-way exhibit associated with the roundabout construction. There are two deeds here. The second deed, number of exhibits here. Second deed then is an extension. You can see the first right-of-way extension or dedication to the north, and then this is a separate deed for this right-of-way to the south. There are two separate deeds because this southerly right-of-way is really to accommodate off-site drainage for the roundabout, which is technically a separate project, separate from the NDOT project. So again, these dedication documents are donations from the developer to accommodate this project, and we would recommend that we accept these right-of-way donations to the city. There are no sureties involved with this. This is just right-of-way dedications and acceptances, subject to legal review and authorizing the mayor to execute these deeds on your behalf.
Any questions on that from the board? Okay, we'll entertain a motion then to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion, we approve the two donation agreements from Hinkey Development and authorize for the mayor to sign as soon as legal reviews.
Okay, motion, is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, that's approved. All right, we've been accepting right-of-way, and it looks like we're giving right-of-way in this one. Right-of-way dedication, Bridge 316 Elmwood and Bridge 317 Witt.
This is an interesting one. It's relatively straightforward, but we don't typically give right-of-way other than to vacate right-of-way, and this is a little bit of a different animal. So you might remember we have built two bridges over the last 3 or so years, one on Witt Road and one on Elmwood Drive at the north end of Hewlin going into the Elmwood neighborhood. Those bridges were built under MOUs with the county, that the county would accept these bridges in terms of their long-term bridge maintenance and operation program. So That has already been done. The county is already maintaining these, but they would like to clean up right-of-way there and have us dedicate a small piece of right-of-way for each bridge just associated with the bridge structure itself, just to clear that up so that it is clear the right-of-way that the bridge sits on is county right-of-way. So we also believe this needs to go, this needs to go to council for a resolution to make this official. So, but because it is a public work, we thought we would also belt and suspenders have this board also review this. So it is our recommendation that we dedicate right-of-way to the county per these deeds that have been distributed to you for bridges 316 and 317, or the Whit Road and Elmwood bridges associated with those projects to the county, subject to resolution approval by city council, subject to legal review, and authorizing the mayor to execute any documents that might be needed.
And I'm going to have caveats there. Just to clarify too, so on the Whit Road Bridge, obviously we installed a sidewalk and a trail on those. Does it include those as well, or is it strictly just the bridge deck?
It includes, it does include the sidewalk and trail that is on the bridge.
Okay.
So it basically goes the length of the bridge deck out to the edges of our right-of-way that we have there. So it's limited by limits of the bridge deck or bridge approach slabs, I guess more appropriately, and then extending out to the full width of the right-of-way.
Okay, so it's the full width. It's not like it's just where the cars go.
Exactly,
It's
because
both.
the sidewalks and the path are on the superstructure, on the bridge structure themselves.
Okay. Any other questions for Kevin? With that, would entertain a motion to approve as presented.
I'll make a motion we approve as presented.
Motion approved. Is there a second? Second from Judge. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, count, enjoy your bridges. All right, that concludes what I have from my agenda. Anything from the board? Okay, move on to claims then, and would entertain a motion concerning the claims.
Make a motion, we approve the claims.
Motion to approve the claims. Is there a second? Second from Alan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, any announcements or discussion?
Nope.
Okay, we entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion to adjourn from Bill, second from Dick. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, our next Board of Works meeting will be July 28th at 6:15 PM. We are adjourned.